guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Feyikemi. So guys, this is another video entirely. How are you guys doing first before we go into this video? Have you watched my last video? If you haven't, please check the videos out. Kindly check the channel itself. I have lots, like not really lot like that, but at least I have few videos on YouTube. You can just please help me by watching my videos, like them if you love them, share them with your friends. I would so much appreciate that. So guys, let's get into this video. I don't really want this video too long. So guys, this video is about Philippines and Nigeria. I'm not trying to compare in any way. No, we are not doing that in this channel. What we are trying to talk about is studying in Philippines versus studying in Nigeria. You heard me right. Yes, that is what we are talking about today. So guys, today let me start with studying in Philippines is, you heard me right. Yeah guys, if you are to study in the Philippines for 4 years, if your course is stated to be studied for 4 years, you will definitely finish by the end of your 4th year, except the fault is coming from you. Yes guys, you heard me right. That is Philippines for you. There's nothing like castle strike, there's nothing like strike whatsoever. There's nothing, even if there's a natural disaster, before you know it, everything has been changed to online. Just like this pandemic thing that has been happening, this COVID-19 issue. My juniors I left in the Philippines, they've been giving me hints about how it's been going in the Philippines now. Most time their classes now is being scheduled online. They now go to classes online, like they have virtual classes now. So that is Philippines for you. They still make sure you graduate before or at most that 4th year. There's nothing like extending your academic year. No. That is something I so much love about Philippines, about studying in the Philippines. So there's nothing like strike in the Philippines. If you're to study for 4 years, just have it at the back of your mind that you're finishing at the end of the 4th year, except the fault is coming from you. That is it. Guys, another thing about studying in the Philippines is that most of these questions we write comes as objectives. I don't know if you understand. If you're in Nigeria, you know where I'm coming from. In Nigeria, we have theoretical exams, we have practical exams, we have objective exams rather. So in the Philippines, most of the exams, they are matching types. They are matching types. They are, what else again? Objectives. They are, of course, practical. As a nursing student, I used to have my practical in the hospital as my clinical duties. Then sometimes we have practicals in class also, or in the lab. Sometimes you do practicals there, but for the main practical is always a clinical duty where you go to the hospital, you have your patients, you give nursing interventions and the likes. So in the Philippines, expect more of objective questions. If you're a Nigerian and you're so used to theoretical exams, Philippines is not for you, because most of the exams is always in objectives. It is always in matching type objectives. That is it about Philippines. Another one is that in the Philippines we have many quizzes. Like Filipino instructors, they believe in quizzes. Like every now and then there are always quizzes. So I believe this will help every student, because in the sense that when you are always in class, you attend your classes every now and then. Most times there are quizzes attached to these classes. Most times these quizzes are used for attendance. So if you miss the quiz already, know that you're already failing gradually. Yeah, and aside that, guys, despite the fact that there are a lot of quizzes, just be aware that your final exams will just be 100 questions. And like I said, they are majorly objective questions. So when it's time for your exam, although there are some instructors, like there was a time, okay, when I did medical and surgical nursing, this man sometimes he gives us 300 questions, sometimes 200 questions. That would be our final exams. So Just know that in the Philippines, you are most likely to write quizzes at almost every week. Like almost every week is attached to a quiz at least rather. So there's also another thing in the Philippines. We have prelims, we have midterms, we have semi-finals, we have finals. It is 25% for prelim exam, 25% for midterm exam, 25% for semi-final exam, 25% for final exam. So if you did not do well, in your prelims, which is hard for you not to do well, because prelims is just like the introduction of the semester. So most times people pass prelims very well, but if you don't do well in your prelim exam, you have a chance to do well in your midterm exams, if you get me. So after your midterm exam, you also write the exams, mind you, and these are major exams, not like Nigeria that you just write one exam at the end of the semester. No, these are major exams. All the quizzes you did during your prelim exams with the exam you did for prelims, it's a major exam. Those grades fall into 25% of the total mark you have during the semester, if you get me, guys. So if you did not do well in your midterm exam, know that you already have 50% like that. Prelims and your midterm already covers 50% of your grades. Did you get me, guys? So now semi-final comes in. There are quizzes as well, there are practicals, probably return demonstration where you'll be taught some things by a lecturer, and now you have to return the demonstration, like you have to act like a short play. Yeah, as a nursing student, probably we were taught on bed baths. Example, probably we were taught on how to give a patient bed bath rather. The instructor already taught everybody, so now you have to choose a partner to demonstrate what is being taught. That is also graded, guys. That is also graded as well. So all these things also falls in quizzes as well. So this is the semi-final already. If you did not do well, just know that you must have at least have your 25% for finals. And another thing, guys, in the Philippines is that most schools passing grade is 75%. If it is not 75%, some are 70%. Hardly will you see a school in Philippines that has 50% passing grade, unlike Nigeria. 75% is the passing grade. So how do you do that? You have to read. You have to read. That is that about Philippines. Your midterm, you have to do well. At least you have to be average. Midterm, you have to do well. So as a student in the Philippines, just know that you can't miss class anyhow. You can't. If you think the attendance is not being taken, what about the quizzes? That is it about Philippines. So guys, another good point is that instructors, they don't see themselves as God. No. No. They bring themselves down to every student's level. You can meet your instructor on the road and decide to grade. If you want to, you can. If you don't want to, I don't think they take you at heart. That's one of the good things why I love Filipino instructors and why I prefer to study more in the Philippines compared to Nigeria. You know, instructors, like, left to me, I don't know about someone else, but in the Philippines, your grade will be given to you according to what you have given back to the lecturer, if you get what I'm saying. If you really read well, if you studied well, be rest assured that your grades are not reduced or are not added on the other way around. Like, whatever you give is what will be given back to you. So in the Philippines, they see themselves as their instructors, nothing more, nothing less. Of course, you have to respect your instructors. I don't mean that you should be rude, no. But in the Philippines, instructors come to the class, teach you. If you meet them on the road, hello, hi, you can pass them. You don't have to carry their bags for them. You don't have to start bending, no. All those things, it is not needed. And again, if an instructor won't make the class, if an instructor won't be coming to class, be rest assured that a memo will be sent through the class rep. Another thing is that the instructor is even on the group chats. Yes, you heard me right. Most of the courses I take, probably my final year, second year, in fact right from second year, you have your instructors on your group chats, especially private classes. Like private classes are classes that are open for you so that you can graduate on time. Probably a course is closed, but if they can get at least 15 students to take the course, the school might consider opening the course for you. If that will delay you from graduating, that will be extra cost added to the normal courses the school has given you. So for such classes like that, the instructor is also on the group chat with you, most times with Facebook Messenger. So if your instructor won't be making the class, he has already sent you a message already to let you know why it won't be in class. So don't you consider that as something good? Yeah, so that's one of the good reasons why I love the Philippines. Yeah, guys, another thing is that in the Philippines, just know that, be rest assured that you wear uniform. If you're coming from Nigeria thinking you won't wear uniform, or from any other country in the world, I don't know, if you're watching this video and you are planning to study in the Philippines someday, know that there is always a uniform for you. For masters, for any course, like even your first degree, second degree, know that there is always a uniform. Yes, you heard me right. For College of Nursing, I'll put me in my uniform in one of the videos. There's always a uniform for school with your socks. Yes. There's always a uniform for you. Like, to me as a Nigerian, it's kind of weird to me. Why will I put on uniform from Mondays to Fridays? Even when you're going for duty, clinical duty, there's another uniform for you. If you're in the special area like delivery room, operating room, of course you have to bring your scrub suits and your Crocs. So it is just like that in the Philippines for your classes, except engineering students in some schools that don't wear uniform. But most times there are uniforms for you. And mind you, the days when you won't be wearing the normal uniform, the normal white uniform, there are t-shirts. We have green, we have blue, we have yellow. So any day an instructor wishes you change your uniform, or probably you ask for a change in uniform, know that it's not like you are wearing your mufti. No, you are wearing either one of the tees with a trouser or a skirt. So be rest assured that if you're coming to the Philippines, you are wearing a uniform. You heard me right. Guys, another good thing is that as a student in the Philippines, you are discounted so many things. Yes, you heard me right. If you are traveling, if you have your school ID, you won't pay what the general public are paying. Yes, you heard me right. As a student, you have 10% discount or so. I think 10% discount on whatever you are paying, in as much as you have your school ID. Yes, and that reminds me, as a Filipino, you have to put on your as a student in the Philippines, you have to put on your ID every time in the school, outside, and most especially when you're taking public transport, so that you can get your discounts. If you're traveling even long distance, if you're traveling, you still need your school ID card so that you can get the discount. So if you are taking, I think it's 30% discount. Yes, 30% discount. If you're traveling and your pay is like your fare is like 1,000 pesos, just know that 30% discount will be taken out of it, so you're paying 700 pesos. So it is as sweet as that. As a student in the Philippines, you are entitled to student discount for traveling, for so many things you are entitled. So that is also one of the benefits and points under this video. I don't want this video too long, is that private schools are as well as good as public schools in the Philippines. Yes, you heard me right. Like in Nigeria, it's believed that if you don't go to a public school, you are not rigorously taught. Like you don't have the brain, unlike those that went to public school. No, it is not like that in the Philippines. In the Philippines, the way you're grading private schools, you are grading public schools as well. And mind you, private school, to me, I think private schools are better than public schools in the Philippines. Yes, if I am wrong, please, you can put that in the comment section to correct me. But so far, for my 5 years of stay in the Philippines, I can boldly say that private schools are better than public schools in the Philippines. In fact, most of the schools that accommodate foreigners are private schools. Yeah, public schools are cheaper, they are accessible to mostly Filipinos, not to Africans, to Nigerians, or to foreigners, but private schools accept us more. And I think it's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. So guys, if I'm to say it, private schools are also as good as public schools. So guys, let me just end this video here. I know, I'm very sure so many people in Nigerians, they have something to say or the other. Mind you, I also went to an higher institution in Nigeria before I went to study in the Philippines. Yes, you heard me right. I was in Nigeria University for almost 2 years before I transferred to the Philippines. If you have any other points you wish to add to this video, kindly let us interact in the comment section. I'm so open, I'm free, and I'm ready to accept all these points, in as much as there are something I experienced or I know of in the Philippines. I'm ready to accept all these points. So guys, let me end this video on this point and have a nice day. Bye.